What's up? It's your boy Big Red coming to you once again from the shadow of the big house. But unlike all the other times when I was coming to you from Ann Arbor, Michigan, this time we're coming to you in joyous celebration of the Michigan Wolverines football team becoming the champion of the Big Ten. Oh, let's just jump into it. I'm not going to give any kind of analysis or nothing. It's just going to be pure joyful reaction. Joining the party today, first, producer JB, next, nameless guest, next, JC from Sunnyside, and the man who backslid and now has to come back and repent yet again, the Bagman from Pittsburgh. Let's get it going.
Oh my gosh, where is he? Where is he?
Ooh, yeah.
Let me just say I'm downstairs from all this action and this house is shaking. So it's been quite a season. I'm stunned right now. I am stunned. I'm stunned. I don't know how else to explain it. I thought this team was 6-6. This team is what, 12-1 now? I don't understand how it's been done, but I'm so happy to see it. And I've just put in 4 tickets for the CFP semis, both in Miami and Dallas. Let's see who they screw us over with, because you know they're not going to give us the do rights here. But it don't matter, because we're going to the CFP December 31st. Meet producer JB at either Miami or Dallas.
All right, let's go. Come on, you can't think of all the time. Next person, let's go. Let's get the celebration going. Come on.
No one else.
Wow. No one wants to
I'm stunned. I am stunned. I think just because we coasted in the second half, it just allowed me to just reflect and just revel in the glory. And I say this to my aspiring leaders all the time: culture eats strategy for breakfast. It's culture, bro. The culture change. The culture change, and how every single person bought into this culture change. That's what they said. And I believe the culture that Mike Hart, McDonald, Gaddis, Harbaugh, the tone that they set at the start of the year is culminated into a Big Ten championship. Oh.
Well said. Next, let's keep this party going. Who's got something else to say? Let's go. Come on.
Look, I'm going to just jump in here. Oh, go ahead if you're who's up there. I was just going to say that right now I am laser focused on the Fox post-game celebratory broadcast, because what are we doing on this show right now when we can be reveling in every last second of every comment, of every kudos and tribute to everything that has gone into this beautiful season. Are you kidding me? You can't miss this. They are what I just heard just a few minutes ago, which astounds me, which is an awesome reminder, is never has a team been unranked, okay, to start the season and find themselves in the college football playoff. Nobody believed, going to JC's point, this freaking culture change starting from the top. And as Coach Stoops even points out, it's not one man, it's everybody. It's the mighty Michigan men and women, okay? We are so happy for Michigan Nation. We're happy for each other. We are so different in our journeys to this point, and yet we come together, brethren, sisters, everyone. This is such a joyous occasion. Okay, strangers and colleagues and people who we haven't talked to in ages, celebrating with us and wishing us well, patting us on the back from afar, giving us virtual pats on the back. I'm soaking it in every glorious moment, and so are you. I love you all. I love all Michigan Nation. Next, I yield my time.
Thank you for the gentleman from Northern Virginia. Oh.
I am emotionally drained. I am emotionally drained. It's been a roller coaster. You know, I know you guys probably have a lot of questions for me. All I can say is unbelievable last 2 weeks. Unbelievable.
I mean, let's just put it out there, Bagman. Your post 1 day ago, 20-16, Iowa in overtime. Game tied at 13 after regulation. Michigan settles for field goal and Iowa punches it in for the win. Cade throws 2 interceptions off tip passes due to sidearm delivery, 1 return for a TD. Explain yourself now.
Okay, so look, you're seeing what I'm wearing here, right? Let me just set the record straight. My heart bleeds maize and blue. You cut me right here, I'm going to bleed maize and blue all over this right here. Okay, but as a sports commentator, I have to hold myself to a higher standard. I can't speak with my heart. I got to speak with my head. My head was telling me that this is going to be a tough game. It could go either way, and I was just afraid of hey, you guys, I think you're all big, you're athletes, you like sports, you like golf. The analogy I had in my mind was like a golfer who just came off their first major championship. Very rarely do you see them come out the next week and win again. There's inevitably, some sort of letdown. Thank God it didn't happen, but that's that's what I saw happening. But again, go blue. I bleed maize and blue, but when I'm talking, when you're asking for my professional sports analytic opinion, I thought it was going to be a tight game. So, and again, thank God I was wrong. Thank God, and let's just hope keep hoping. Thank God that what I say really carries no weight into the game.
Oh, Bagman. Oh, it was so disappointing to read your comments, especially after last week when you came before the congregation and you gave a repentance. It was like going to the revival on Friday night and then hitting the club on Saturday. That's what it felt like, Bagman, from Pittsburgh. Oh,
I should clarify what I meant last week. Okay, I should clarify because I didn't want to get on take up too much time, but I think it's necessary.
Sorry, I'm muting you because we don't want to hear any more of that nonsense. But let's get back to the game itself, folks. I mean, those 2 quote trick plays. I mean, was it really trick plays or was it an intentional? Let's do something different to win this game, which I am loving. Even if we didn't have those 2 touchdowns, if they just even caught it and got caught, I don't care. If they didn't score those 2 things, I love the fact that Gaddis / whoever was calling the play, Sharon Moore, whoever it was let's put everything on the line. Don't play typical run. Let's do something different to switch it up. I know afterwards it was very difficult because Iowa has a relatively good defense, but that just knocked them off their horse. And then afterwards, we just kept grinding away at them, and then eventually we started to put them away. I love the fact that they did this in this type of pressure environment. It was a team effort. I mean, I brought this cup out because it's beautiful and it's huge and you can put a lot of drink in it, but it also says team on it because this was a team effort.
All right. Let's keep it moving. Who's got something else to say? Holy smoke. We're going to have to put a timer on everybody. 50 seconds per person. Holy smokes.
I got one here. Turning point of the game for me, okay? You see the final score. It was an absolute stomp on, okay? But we all watched this game. That's not how the game flow went. Turning point of the game for me, my goodness. When Iowa was playing their same old game of his All-American punter field position game, pinning us back, 3 and out, just doing the same thing. Their anemic offense, getting nothing, but they just keep getting try after try. You just knew that it was going to end up in points for them. But man, Michigan's resolve, like it's been a theme all season. Just they don't flinch. And when they were able to get out of that hole, and Donovan Edwards, of all people, gets that first down, finally getting out of the, within their own 10-yard line. Wow. I mean, the grit, the power, this brand of football that just keeps showing up. I mean, it was so satisfying. And it just set the stage for the second half where we just prevailed. It was just an avalanche, and it's just like, my gosh. And then it just keeps making Reggie look like a freaking Nostradamus. His blowout predictions are always on point. So I get kudos to Reggie. I've got to give credit where credit is due. Kudos to you.
Come on. This is like a revival meeting. Come on, give your testimony tonight.
Oh. See, Bagman, you're talking about I needed to go from the head and not the heart. But what changed about this team is the heart, right? So think about going a little bit more with the heart and less with the head.
I got you.
This game was tight in the first half. We had 2 big plays, but it was tight.
Yeah.
The adjustment we made on defense to stop that naked bootleg, to stop the pass to Lepore, because he was getting us in the first half. Lepore on the third downs, gashing us for like 15-yard bootleg catches. But the adjustment we had to kind of fire the linebacker down, and it was clear also that even though they said Michigan and Iowa are somewhat of a mirror image of each other, we just had better athletes on both sides of the ball. And we used them. You saw Dax Hill. You saw our secondary, Nikai Hill-Green. I'm glad that he's seeing less playing time. We're seeing more Barrett, Colson, and Ross.
Harold
too. Harold's coming in. Yeah, Harold too. And then Cornelius Johnson with a nice block punt sets us up for that touchdown. Just a great overall team effort. 42-3. I mean, I know Big Red's called a blowout. He calls a blowout every game, but nobody saw 42-3 beating them by 39. Coming.
No.
Nobody.
Big Red saw it. Big Red saw it in these big old eyes. Big Red saw it.
JC, I got your message. Heart, you're right. And I, that was going to say the same thing. The adjustments after halftime. It's been a long time since I feel like I've watched Michigan football and seen the coaching staff make real like meaningful adjustments. You're right. Like I was super nervous, even though we were at 14-3, even at 21-3. A lot of times they were moving the ball, but those adjustments they really shut it down. And so, yeah, look, the team is much. There's just a lot of things that are different this year, but that's one of the things that really struck out. And how about on the Corum touchdown when you see JJ out there like 50 yards down the field throwing blocks? I mean, that's gotta get you pretty fired up on the sideline too, right?
That's the heart. That's the heart. That's the heart change, Bagman. That's the heart change you need.
Oh, gentlemen, like I said, I'm going to keep my word. I'm not going to give any analysis, zero analysis. I'm just going to give pure, joyful reaction. And you know what reaction I had? You guys mentioned it already. Those trick plays in the first half that got us our first 2 scores. I felt like a child again. I felt that joy I felt as a child when I was watching Michigan as a youth in Woodside, Queens, New York City, watching Desmond Howard and Elvis Gerbach 4th and 1 against Notre Dame. And then Bo Schembechler, what did he do? He went for it on 4th and 1 and he made a pass to Desmond Howard and Desmond Howard. And it brought me back to those kind of feelings. Oh, it also brought me back to the feeling when I saw Chaz Woodson running back and punch against OSU in the Big House to win that game in 1997. Oh, my goodness gracious. All those kind of feelings were just bubbling up and overflowing in me yet again. Because I knew we were on the cusp of glory. Oh, we won it. Oh, 42-3. And we achieved that final step and becoming a Big Ten champion yet again. I promised I would only open this on a special occasion. Here it is.
Oh.
The Woodson Reserve Bourbon Whiskey, baby. Chaz Woodson's own. We're gonna open it up and we're gonna raise a glass. Oh, it smells so good. It smells of victory. It smells of championships. It smells of greatness.
Yeah.
Oh, and also let's tip our cap to Hassan Haskins breaking the Michigan football rushing touchdown record, single season rushing touchdown record, 20 touchdowns. And I thought he was going to fumble the ball when he got interviewed, but he held his own.
How dare you, sir?
He held on to the ball. He held on to the ball and he was interviewed. And it was great. He did fine. He did fine.
Of course he did fine. Oh my gosh. Blasphemy. I'll raise my glass to all those things. The team. Everybody talked about Iowa's special team being special. But guess what, Buttercup? Sure, they had some punts that landed inside the 10-yard line, but guess who blocked the punt and made a big play? The Michigan Wolverines special teams. Defense only allowed 3 points. Offense scored 42. Special teams made a big play. So that to me is the team. And that equals a Big Ten championship. Oh, and I raise my glass of that in the joyful song.
Speaking of time limits here, but anyways, again, I can't emphasize enough. The deadline was 11:59 tonight to put in for tickets for season ticket holders for the semis. 4 tickets I've put on reserve for either Miami or Dallas, depending on which one they place us at. I mean, the conversation now goes to what is the rankings? 1, 2, 3, 4. Who's 1, 2, 3, 4? Let's hear from Mr. Bagman himself.
You want the head answer or the heart answer?
Oh my God.
Oh my! Oh boy!
Well, look, we were number 2. We were number 2, and number 1 lost, right? And we won in pretty convincing fashion. Do I think we should be number 1? I think there's, I would say so. Do I think that's going to happen? Let's see. But honestly, I don't think it matters. Like Cade said after the game, who cares? I mean, we're there. We're going to have a shot, just like everybody else. So that's all that really matters.
Oh my God, sounds like Harbaugh not even answering the question. when Clay was interviewing him,
What are you talking about?
Blue with spit flying all over the place.
I know.
Where there's a will, there's a way. Come on, man.
Let's go. Who else? 1 through 4.
So here's what it is. It doesn't. Bagman is right. Everybody's right. It really doesn't matter whether we're 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. But for a different reason, it's all a sham. They're not going to have a rematch. So there's no chance in hell that Michigan's playing Cincy. There's no chance that Georgia's playing Bama. It's just this is stupid. It's already set. Put the numbers as you will. It is Michigan, Georgia, and Bama versus Cincy. Take it to the bank.
So you're Michigan, Alabama, Cincy, Georgia.
It don't matter what the order is, but the matchups are preset. There you have it. We already know which 2 teams they're going to face off.
Okay.
But it's probably going to be Bama 1, Michigan 2, and then I guess 3 is Georgia, 4 Cincy. That's probably going to be something like that because the matchups have to be that, right?
Yeah, or if we're 1, then it'll be
Right.
Alabama 2, Cincinnati 3, Georgia 4.
Yeah.
Exactly.
How can they not put us at 1? The one loss we have is from a bogus call.
Right.
We should be undefeated. We should be undefeated.
The politics are going to play into this, but I don't understand how, as a number 2 team, beating what was Iowa, number 15, ranked 15, and we
13,
13,
and we still crushed them. They only scored 3 points on it. Unlike that what was Alabama, 1/6 rank or whatever it is. But it's like, if the number 2 team keeps winning and beating ranked opponents, you have to put them number 1. But of course, they're going to screw us over. But I agree with everyone else. It doesn't matter. 1 game at a time. We're just going to knock down the next opponent and keep going. This is the best year of my life.
Listen, I'm gonna hold out hope that the selection committee does the right thing. Because remember, this is the same selection committee that put Michigan ahead of Michigan State based on what they judged to be a better football team, in a more complete football team in the University of Michigan. And if they watch the tape of this game versus the SEC championship game, I don't know how you make the argument that either Alabama or Georgia is a more complete team than the University of Michigan Wolverines. You can't make that argument. If you're sober and you have a sound mind, I don't know how you can make that argument and still look at yourself in the mirror and call yourself an honest man. I don't know how you can do that. I don't know how.
I totally agree with you, Big Reg, because that same committee was totally validated when the Michigan Wolverines opened a can of whoop ass on those Ohio suck eyes and showed that Michigan was truly deserving. And for that matter, that supposed inconsistency with the Oregon Ducks and the Buckeyes, look what played out. The Buckeyes were superior than the Ducks. The eye test, they know what they're talking about, and they shall see what overly optimistic Big Reg sees. That this Michigan team is actually stinking for real, and they cover the spread and then some. They smash the spread. They win outright and they smash the freaking spread, as Big Reg knows. I'm starting to believe you, Big Reg. You're starting to gain a little bit of credibility week after week after week.
I don't want to put people out there, but I had this friend in Pittsburgh. His name is Ben. I don't know if Bagman knows him, but Ben was commenting on how the spread increased from like 9 points to like, what was it, 12 points, 13 points? Then he became overly concerned about it. And then in the back of my mind, I was like, is this guy like a Michigan fan? Like, what is going on right now? I didn't have a concern that we were going to win this game. I thought it was going to be more tight than that, but I was like, come on, like what? We're on a roll right now. Let's keep the roll going. Let's roll. Pump it up. We want to pump it up. Let's pump it up. We want to pump it up. We want to pump it up.
Zero. Zero.
I mean, if you look at the eye test, we become a complete team. Like, you know, we have a top 10 defense. We can obviously run the ball. We have the short passing game. We have a back that can come out and catch out of the backfield. We have two tight ends. Shout out to Shun and Eric All with some amazing catches tonight. We have a serviceable wide receiver crew. Our O-line is dominant. I mean, every aspect of our game, our return game, our kicking game, all of our special teams. It's a complete team, a complete team that I can't really say has any gaps or holes in it. We deserve the #1 seed, and I don't care who we play. I don't care who we play.
Yeah, if you look at a couple things. First of all, producer JB, I don't know who this Ben is, but sounds like I need to have lunch with him. But as far as the resume, where we should be seated, yeah, you know, if you look at totality of resume, we lost to a pretty highly ranked MSU team. Who Alabama lost to who was it? Was it
A&M?
Or an A&M unranked at the time, I believe. No,
I think they were lowly ranked.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, you know, we should be undefeated. I think if you look at the totality of the resume, again, it makes a pretty strong case for Michigan at #1. But let's see what happens, and then either way, I'm sure the team will be ready.
They were ranked 24 when they lost to Texas A&M back in October 9th.
And they went to 4 overtimes with an unranked Auburn team.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Squeaked it out.
And they struggled against the unranked LSU team. Let's not forget that either.
And an unranked Arkansas team. Like, come on, it just goes on and on and on.
Wow.
Their one huge feather in their cap is they took down the undisputed heavyweight #1 Georgia, and that's the best win of the season. So that's just, I'm just, you know, being the objective minded kind of analyzer here. The end doesn't matter. Michigan men
Did you watch that SEC game? I watched it, and Georgia did not look impressive at all. Their offense is awful. Their offense is awful. And if we get paired up to play Georgia in the semifinal round, I am more than confident. I would be ecstatic to take on them Bulldogs and play the role of a good veterinarian and neuter them little puppies.
Whoa.
I needed you to back up there a little bit. Hold
Yeah,
on.
please.
All right, let's.
I just got flashes of like Squid Game, the tiny,
No, that was kind of weird.
the tongue on the tiny candy.
I'm not gonna lie. I think for sure that Georgia was overrated this whole year, and just because if you look at their schedule, who did they play? And then they lost to Alabama, the ranked team that's in there. This just purports my hatred of the SEC because they're a bunch of, anyways. But I think Georgia was overrated. I thought that Alabama was better than Georgia anyways. And I knew that they're going to win. Plus, Georgia just chokes all the time. I mean, it sounds familiar for us, but they always lose to Bama. They always don't get into the championship, or they don't make it through the championship because they're always overrated. Even though they have like 5 stars galore, that is, to me, the worst kind of fan, a Georgia fan, because you suck.
What?
Yeah.
That's a lot of that's the kind of vitriol usually reserved for those down south from here or from where you are.
Hey, I don't want to derail things too much, but I just got to get this off my chest. Is anyone else just totally loving the fact that Notre Dame was sitting on the edge of their seat, just pining for a Michigan hangover trip up, and bam, opened up another can of whoop ass right in your freaking Irish face. I'm sorry for the vitriol there, but so satisfying. Oh, scrumptious. Sorry, Fighting Irish. Michigan going to this. This is what you freaking get for being lazy bums, not being in a conference and sitting on the sidelines in the last week. You lazy bums.
Wow, it's just a range of emotions tonight.
On a roll tonight.
Oh, gosh. I love it, though. I love it. No analysis, just all reaction. I love it. I'm not talking rationally today. I'm just drinking and having a good time.
Let's go through quickly some of the comments that they left on the last YouTube clip. Our boy K-Gun, he says, similar to John's prediction, 31-10, good guys. And by the way, he also ripped on Nameless Guest, told him to hold his phone in landscape mode. It's been bugging me all year. But I don't think he knows what... Whoa. Obviously, we went through the Bagman and his comments there. The Rock won't be a pretty game. It'll be a defensive heavy game. 31-13. Good guys go blue. Eric Rowe, prediction 27-17 Michigan secondary. Iowa does better than Michigan in turnovers. I guess so, technically, but one of them was just a throw into the end zone at the end of the first half. Big Reg, I love your enthusiasm, but I hope the team doesn't have the overconfidence you do. They better not take anything for granted here. Iowa's a good team. They have major flaws, but they're no Maryland. By the way, it's THEIR. So, the venue isn't the big house. Michigan is due to make some blunders, and I hope they... Do you guys know this, Eric Rowe?
Of course. That was my freshman year roommate. This dude, let me tell you about Eric Rowe. Eric Rowe is one of the smartest people I ever met in my entire life. I remember sophomore year, I walked into the finals week. I walked into our dorm room in Bursley. I was like, yo, Eric, don't you have a final right now? And he goes, oh my gosh. And he runs out. 2 hours later, he comes back to the dorm, to Bursley. I said, yo, man, how'd it go? He goes, I think I did okay. Fast forward, a week later, he got an A. And I was like, what the heck, bro? You went to your final like an hour late. It was crazy.
Anyways, he finishes.
Oh my gosh.
He says, Michigan is due to make some blunders, and I hope those get out of the way in this game and not in the CFP. Oh, great comments, people. Let us know your thoughts on this victory of Michigan versus Iowa. Your thoughts going into the CFP. What are you feeling? What we're feeling? What were your thoughts on everything? We would love to hear from you. I'm still like dazed right now. Dazed.
Another quick shout out. Come on, I loved it when Aiden, sometimes he's at a loss for words, but he did mention it took all 130, 140 men. And you know what? It was so freaking fitting that by game's end, none other than JJ himself guns a beautifully thrown ball to tight end Selzer. He finally closes the loop and gets his first catch after this well-chronicled journey that we've all been witnessing. If you're listening to the broadcast, 3, 4, 5 catches, all called back by penalty or some sort of mishap, and he gets it here in the Big Ten championship, and then he captures like prime real estate in the background and all these shots. The guy with the mustache. It's like, if you're wondering who that is, that's Selzer. He's like in every shot. This unheralded tight end, top to bottom, happy for every single Wolverine. Oh, so good.
By the way, the Asian person that was behind the Hutchinson family, we know him. He's in Chicago, Mr. Kevin Chung. Give a shout out to him, famous alumni.
I knew that was him. I mentioned that to my wife while we were watching. I knew that was him.
That was Kevin back there. If you're watching, Kevin, we saw you.
Kevin with an A. Kevin. I was like, yo, is that Kevin? You can't hide behind that mask, bro.
Can't hide. I mean, by the way, Michigan basketball wins today too. So it's just an overall great day. Looking better. Caleb,
you know what? I got to give a little throwback shout out to JC from Sunnyside. This reminds me a lot of that time that the Duke Blue Devils came to play the University of Michigan in basketball. It was also the eve of the Heisman Trophy ceremony for Chaz Woodson. And we went to Chrysler Arena. And we held up a sign that said Woodson for Heisman. We got on CBS Sports. And Jim Nance saw our sign and said, well, gentlemen, that could very well happen tonight. And lo and behold, it did come to pass. And now, fast forward almost, how many years? 97 plus that, 3, almost 24 years later. 24 years later. Now we have possibility another Michigan Wolverine going to the Heisman Trophy ceremony in New York City. And the Michigan Wolverines on the cusp of winning another national championship. Wow.
And I remember when I first brought that up, hey, Hutchinson for Heisman.
Oh, come
This was like 4 or 5 weeks ago. Squarehead was like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Squarehead. What the? Where are you, Squarehead? Where are you right now? I mean, I can see things beyond what normal people can see.
Oh my God.
and you know, it's been just one thing after the other. Ye of little faith. Come on now.
All right, so JC from Sunnyside, what's gonna happen come January 10th? Are we doing this thing or what? Are you
Look, I mean, I said I can see things beyond what normal people can see, but you have to give me time too, right? It's about 5-6 weeks away. You got to give me a little bit of time, okay? You can't pressure the oracle.
Oh my gosh.
Everything in its due time, right? Everything in its due. Where's my glass of that?
Oh. But I think Hutchinson will definitely get an invite.
Yeah.
Even though he only got 1 sack, I mean, he got 7 pressures on the quarterback. Played a hell of a game. The Big Ten championship MVP supports that. He'll definitely get an invite with an outside chance. I don't think likely to win it, but maybe number 2 or 3. 2 or 3.
I kind of didn't like how Iowa was chopping at his knees in the first couple series. That was kind of like dirty. I was like, what the heck are you doing? Like, you can like ruin a person's career by doing this. And they were just chopping at his knees every single time. Not even once blocking, just falling straight to his knees. And I'm like, you are scumbags, actually. That's why I preferred that we crushed Iowa. I was like, what the heck are you doing?
There was a couple times it got close to being a high-low block. A couple times it was close to that, and that would have definitely been it was just you hate to see that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, these are still kids, playing the game. So, but anywho, guys, I am like 4 spiked iced teas in, and now 2 glasses of Charles Woodson in. Oh my gosh, I'm feeling so good. I have a warm feeling in my heart right now. What is that?
Holding up the trophy.
Oh,
Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah.
Just a shout out to him. Everything that he endured last 7 years, also having the heart to give all the incentives from his contract back to the University of Michigan employees.
Michigan man.
Oh yeah.
When Brian Kelly and Chip, they're leaving for big bucks. For this man to come out and give out the incentives to U of M employees, I mean, that is heart. That's the heart. I love it. I love that. I'm so happy for Jim Harbaugh.
Hey, let's give it to the head of the snake. Let's give a cheers to the head of the snake.
Oh, cheers, baby. Cheers all the way, baby. Good call, JC.
That'd be great.
Totally deserves those props. Loved it for him. I love the double Gatorade smash. He took it like a man. Took it like a freezing cold Michigan man, and with a smile, baby. Deserve it.
Was a little numb on the second one. No reaction whatsoever. He just stood there.
Oh yeah, he knew it was coming. Anyways, he knew it was coming. He knew it was coming. I'm numb from just shocked. I'm just shocked. I never thought this would ever happen.
Me, it's not really numb. It's like
it would never happen. You kept telling us that the whole season. Okay, we knew. Oh gosh.
I mean, it's not numb. It's just like exhaustion. Just like the unexpected highs. For me, the worries, the fears manifested over all these years. Just all that over the last 2 weeks. I'm joyful and just exhausted, stunned at how thoroughly we dismantled those 2 teams.
Joyful. Oof.
I mean,
Joyful Lord, we adore thee. God of glory, Lord of light. Hearts unfold like flowers before thee. Healthy as the sun above.
Now, give me permission to dance.
In sadness, drive the dark of doubt away. Give her up and more to gladness. Fill us, I said, fill us. Lord, please fill us. Fill us with the light of day. Oh, I'm so happy I can't even. Joy, it's a joy in my heart I can't even explain. Oh, I can't contain.
I can't wait to go and read every article, every Facebook post, rewatch the post game, the final drive on the Big Ten Network. I mean, this has just been magical. Even bringing Mama Cho to watch from opening kickoff to the final seconds on the clock, even when it was 3rd and long, she's like doing this to the TV. It's just magical. Never would I have thought that Mama Cho would be doing this on 3rd and long. Amazing.
I'm telling you, Mama Cho got that laid back island style. So you know that it's got to be something special for her to even get pumped up at that level. So raise my glass to that.
I gotta admit that like the absolute pinnacle of my like explosive joy was, of course, last week. Like I had 8-9 jumps in rapid succession, as high as I've ever jumped in my life. Like my head almost hit the ceiling every time at that OSU game. Like that was like the pent up, unbelievable, epic, legacy changing victory that we were all just dying for. Like that one took the cake. And yeah, like Coach Stoops kind of said it nicely in that, like, in a way, it all just sort of, it doesn't mean anything. You really haven't won anything until you win the Big Ten championship. Okay, so the icing was there, and boy, did we smash it. But the emotional, absolute cathartic, like hitting the mountaintop was last week, no doubt. Like this week was like, I'm still in awe and so impressed because, like, Bagman, you said it. I think we're all feeling it. It's like, I'm waiting just like everybody else is. How do you show up the following week? I mean, how do you get up? It's not easy, but we kind of had this cautious, confident faith in this mature, senior-led, the ones, as Harbs called them, the ones, the seniors. It all starts with Aiden. And somehow you just had to trust that they really are different. Cade is a broken record. This team is different. We're just different. It sounds like cliche, but man, it's that kind of special team that's going to take it over the top after the epic OSU takedown. Like I that's kind of what's blowing me away. Is like, did we just do that? Mm-hmm. That's freaking amazing. 42-3. What?
Yes. Oh, 42-3. Think about that, folks. We held another Division I college football team to only 3 points. 3 points. We did that. We did that. The University of Michigan Wolverines. Oh,
so awesome.
I mean, seeing like Aiden, Hassan Haskins, even Ronnie Bell, even though he's injured, just still out there, like making sure that this team stays focused and keeps going, is just everything we haven't had in the last a lot of years. And it's great to see that adage, even though it's kind of cliche, those who stay will be champions. It's like, if you put your heart and soul into this, and if you stick together, and if you stay committed to what you're doing, it's, except for like 5-star quarterbacks who just leave a university even before playing a game because they transferred out, whatever years. Oh, it sucks. But anyways,
wow.
But these guys coming back. I mean, Aiden said 2-4 last year. 2-4. You could have just been like, you know what? I'm leaving. I'm going. This team is not where it's supposed to be. But those guys stuck around. Aiden Hutchins still would have gotten drafted last year. But he came back and he said, we're going to do something different. It's the storylines are just going to continue onwards, and we're going to eat every single minute of it up. And I will love it, because for me, everything is gravy right now. Everything is gravy, and I'm loving it. That little seed of hope has now turned into a blooming flower, and I will enjoy that blooming maize and blue flower the rest of this football season.
That's this little seed of hope that you brought up every single week. Oh my gosh. Finally bloomed. Oh my God.
It's like a cherry blossom with like 1 week of pretty flowers, and it just withers away.
No. This is not like that cherry blossom that withers away after 1 week. Not after 1 week. It would have been a cherry blossom if it withered a week away after the OSU game. But this is a strong oak tree. This is a strong oak tree with deep roots. This is a strong oak tree that could withstand all the tests that are coming at it. The strong winds, the rains, the thunders and lightnings. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm so happy. Like I said, zero analysis, 100% reaction. I am just so happy. I'm just so happy. So happy.
Speaking of reaction, I'm sorry if you're trying to wind down, but I just got to share one other last thing that just warmed my heart, kind of like the way that Chaz Whitson bourbon is warming your belly, Big Reg. I loved seeing the faces of those Michigan men on the sidelines, so freaking happy for Harbaugh. The cameramen, kudos to you, man. Great job. You got those shots. You saw all those faces just looking at them. Those young men being formed by the coaches that love them like their own, like the family that they always talk about in these recruiting pitches. I mean, every freaking team talks about it, but man, you saw the love and you saw how much they adored the man and everything that he's gone to. You just felt it, and I felt so happy for all of them. Okay, especially you, Harbs. Freaking love you, man. Freaking love all you Michigan Nation. Everyone's y'all's. From every doubting Thomas to the most delusional, optimistic, crazy person out there. We fam, man. We fam. And we're taking it all the way to Dallas or Florida, wherever. JB, you can only take 3 of us.
Oh, gosh. Gentlemen, do you have anything else?
No.
All right. Well, listen, I got a couple more things then. And just forgive me, but I got to get a couple things off my chest.
Yes.
Number one, to all the haters, to all the doubters, people like Xavier Henderson at MSU, after he beat us, he sat there all smug in the press conference, and he said to the Michigan Nation, "What you got to say now?" That's what Xavier Henderson said. So what you got to say now?
Whoa.
Well, here's what we got to say now, Xavier Henderson. Here's what we got to say now. Bend the knee.
Whoa.
Bend the knee.
Easy.
The OSU fans that were saying, "Oh, we're gonna hang 100 on you."
Oh,
Mercy.
I got one thing to say.
Mercy.
Bend the knee. You call us the team in the North? Well, guess what, Buttercup? Now we are the king of the North, the Big Ten champions. So bend the knee. All of you suckers, bend the knee to the champions of the Big Ten, the king of the North.
It's like Randy Savage now. What's going on right now?
All you haters, doubters, and scalawags, bend the knee to the king in the North, the Michigan Wolverines. And now, let me say to all the people in Michigan Nation, nameless guest mentioned it before, but let me repeat it now, just to give you a little bit of hope, especially as we go through this difficult time in our nation. This Michigan team started the season unranked. Nobody believed in this squad. Nobody thought much of this squad. Nobody thought that this squad would do anything. But this squad, this team, they stuck together through the thick and the thin. And they came out the other end as champions. As champions. As kings of their region. So all of you who are sitting down in the dumps, who are thinking, I have no hope, look to this team and what they've accomplished and find your hope. Find your North Star to guide you through the darkness, to get to the light, to see the glory that you can achieve for yourself. And so you can raise your glass and raise your spirits in joy
triumphal song and glory and said, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. We came through even stronger, even better, victorious on the other side. And I say to you, to this Michigan Wolverines football team, this 2021 squad, well done, good and faithful servants. Well done. Well done. I raise my glass to you in admiration and in appreciation. And I say to you, go blue.
Go blue.
Go blue.
Go blue.
Go blue.